So throughout the month of October, we are sharing in our stewardship campaign, our annual time of talking about generosity and giving. And this year, rather than doing our sort of traditional temple talks, we are doing something a little bit different. So each Sunday in this month, we are sharing a story of generosity. We're sharing a story that talks about maybe how we learned about giving and generosity. Who are the people who taught us what it means to be generous? Or times when we've seen generosity in our midst, or Bible lessons that maybe have taught us a lesson about generosity. So today I get to go first, and I am sharing with you a story about two of my generosity mentors, people who taught me what it is to be generous. My parents. See, my parents, they brought my brothers and I to church every Sunday. The only times we didn't go to church were if we were very sick, and we got to sleep in then. But every week, my brothers and my parents and I would sit together in our pew, and throughout the service, we would wait until that time when the offering happened. And the piano would start to play the offertory's music, and then the ushers would start to pass around the plates. And when that happened, my mom would dig into her purse, and she would pull out 4 envelopes. One envelope she kept for her and for my dad, and it had the bulk of our family's offering in it. But then there were 3 more envelopes. My mom would pass one down to my brother Andy, one down to my brother Dan, and one to me. So that when those offering plates came through our pew, all of us could put an offering into the plate. All of us could participate in that time in the service. Now, I will give you that when I was a teenager, there were times when I thought that this was a little silly. And I wondered, why are we going through this little charade? There's only a $1 bill in my envelope. Why can't we just have Mom and Dad's envelope where the bulk of the offering is? There were times, especially in my teenage years, when I thought this whole production of my brothers and I putting something into the plate was a little silly and unnecessary. But then there were Sundays when it felt really good to get to put something in the plate. Because there was so much of the service that wasn't for me as a kid. There was so much that I couldn't really participate in because I didn't understand, I couldn't read the words, but I could put something in the plate. I could participate in that part of worship, no matter what age I was. Now, looking back on what my parents made my brothers and I do every Sunday, I am really grateful to them. Because whether or not they were thinking this through, they taught me that every offering matters. I knew there was just a $1 bill in my envelope. I also knew that that $1 mattered. It mattered because I got to give it. Because it was a part of my faith. It was a part of being a member of a community. And so even though I don't know if my parents were thinking someday when our daughter is a pastor, she'll be really grateful for this story, I am grateful for it. I'm grateful that they taught me that that's what it is to be a member of a community, to give of oneself. I'm grateful that they taught me that every gift matters and makes a difference, no matter what age and no matter what amount. It's a part of being a part of a community. So, as we journey through October together, and we hear other stories of generosity mentors, or stories of how someone learned about giving, about being generous? What has inspired them and their faith? I wonder who your generosity mentors are. Who were the parents who helped you understand that you are called to give, to be a part of a community? Who are the mentors who shared that part of their faith with you? Amen.